So, hello everybody, this is Angel. I'm so glad to be back. Um, I was taking care of some things that really needed to be taken care of, and at the end of the day, to tell you the truth, the things that I'm doing, everything needs a lot of attention. Right? There's just not like one thing that is like everything needs attention. And so I keep it like that because once I'm busy entertaining myself with things that are important, I really don't have time for things that take me out of my balance, right? So what I do is I fill up things. If I have time, then I'm doing something with my time. When I don't have anything on my plate or I have open areas, those are the times really mostly where I feel like things happen, right? So keep yourself busy, right? It is a really good practice. Whenever you feel like you're bored, you can get into a lot of stuff when you're bored, right? And you can do a lot of positive things when you're bored too. Remember, at the end of the day, whatever you choose to do is whatever the outcome is going to be, and just make sure that you're willing to be able to deal with if it's repercussions. If it's blessings, then you know what, deal with that too, right? Receive that. So, I'm really grateful because I've gotten to meet a lot of people, and every day I'm meeting a lot of people. And so, you know what? My Fedi Fun or Shun, it is the conversations that I have with people. I've always been a person who had a good ear and who knows how to listen, and a person who knows how to talk. And I find that if you're a type of person who doesn't like talking, you will find yourself saying to yourself, damn, you know what? I don't even like talking to people. I don't know why I talk to him. Sometimes less is more, and sometimes more is more, right? And with experience, when you have more of it, because you've been here longer and you've seen a lot, and your life was that where you've been through a lot of things. When you start to come around people and y'all connect, you understand every fucking thing. You really do. So with the people that I've been meeting, right, we've been doing some really serious work, and I'm really proud of every one of you guys. I really am. I seriously am. And for even the very new people just jumping in, everything takes dedication and work. When you want something, you will sacrifice for it. And that goes with anything. So when I talk about doing spiritual work, if you want them Tims and you want to put some money down on it, because that's how you have to do now, and you're going to sacrifice this and this so you put it on, so you get the money to get your Tims, that's a sacrifice. If you want the new Coach bag that's out there, and it's 1,000 something, you're saving up for it, you're sacrificing for shoes, for hair, for clothes, for a car, for an apartment. Anything you save up for because you need it, or even if you want it, you sacrifice for it. Unless, of course, you're a person who doesn't need to sacrifice for anything. You got it like that. But talking to the people that I'm talking to, right? So with that being said, we've been doing a lot of work. We're doing a lot of ancestor work. I guarantee you, if we continue to do the ancestor work, everything else will go smooth. Those of you who have been doing the ancestor work have really been seeing the results. And you can see by the timeline from when you started that there was a time where all of this was so brand new to you. And it's still brand new, but it's not brand new. So now you're seeing results. And I'm going to tell you something. There's even those of you who have been working with ancestors, that other people have been seeing the results that you've been having. And so you know what? They have started to get their stuff together with their ancestors. So that's how you can tell that there is natural given born rightful power to us all. Ancestors were like the t-shirt. They've been here and they've done that. Why not seek counsel from elders who were here? Listen, they may not physically be here, so this is how I create the picture. But we're energy. We're all energy. And we feel energy all the time. Good, bad, and indifferent. Right? And if I'm energy and everything is energy, then how can I not be able to tap into the power of the ancestors, my elders? It's a wonderful feeling when you wake up in the morning and you feel like an Indian from your tribe. You feel that blood running through you, and you feel like that, and you're in touch with that side of you, your ancestors. You're connected like that. It's a beautiful feeling when you're connected to the blood that flows through your body, and you feel like the other parts you can understand, and you see those. It gives you a better perspective on how to deal and how to look at yourself. It's another deeper look. Continue to keep up the good work with your ancestors, right? Stay up with your readings. Continue to save up for whatever ceremonies you need to have saved up, if that's what you're gearing to. If you still wanted to continue to learn, stick with the ancestors, right? Build your altar. If you're a person who lives in a space where you can't because you're staying with someone else, you don't want any conflict, listen, have a notebook. You see, ancestors were smart, man. They knew how to do things from a long time ago to still make sure that they did what they did. Get you a notebook. In your notebook, have some pictures, some ancestors, write some prayers to your ancestors, write questions to your ancestors, you know. Put a little candle by it if you can. Sometimes that might be too much. Okay, fine. A little LED. Go around. Learn how to go around. An LED candle, that's fine. A glass of water. You could disguise it as something that you like to drink. You know, have a bottle of water and then have a full glass. And then just throw it out every morning. If you could, try not to flush it, because even in a flush, the water comes back. So the whole idea is to get rid of it. So what you want to do is take the glass out when you're leaving, and throw it in a place where you know you're not going to walk. And every night do the same thing. But have a notebook with something that represents ancestors. Do something, you can represent it. You can have your own representation. It's real easy. So continue to do the ancestor work. Very important. The other thing I want to encourage you to do is, for those of you who are looking for spiritual alignment and how to do things and how to manifest and how to work in that area, all you have to do is talk to me. You know, the only answer that you're going to get to your questions is if you ask me, right? I'm not discrediting anybody, right? But we help people. And so if you're willing to learn, it's like, this is a journey. And so at this part of the journey, there's a gate. And at that gate, that's where all the healing is at. That's where all the evolution is at. That's where all that spiritual knowledge is at. That's where all that spiritual teaching is at. That's where all the answers that you need is at. And in order for you to get past the gate, the only stipulation is that you let go of everything that hinders you. Let it go. If you got fired from your job today and you don't know what the hell you're going to do because you was a person who was living paycheck to paycheck, you have to surrender to the power that's greater than yourself in a moment like that. Because at that point, you really don't know what you're going to do. Like, you know, bills are going to start to pile up. And what you're going to do is now your job becomes trying to find as much assistance as you can so you can get yourself back on your feet. Right? You know, the good thing about the corona epidemic is that there are lots of jobs out there. And if you don't mind taking a job a little step down just to get yourself back on your feet, so like at least put some gas in your car or something like that, then that's, you know, but you know, you gotta let go of the feelings. That's a really rough situation. I've been there, I know. So, but you gotta let go of the feelings that will tell you all the negative things that will come to tell you what they gotta say, so that way you can go forward. You gotta bar that out, because you already are feeling those feelings about, okay, what am I gonna do? Your security is shaking, so you don't need, you know, the negativity, right? So you got to put a stop to that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be open to surrender to a power greater than yourself. You know, you just gotta take everything that you got in your hand and you gotta let it go. You know, if you was with somebody, and you thought y'all was gonna be together forever, you found that they cheated on you, you found out that they was gay, you found out that they didn't want to be with you no more, they found that you was pregnant and now they don't want to be with you anymore, let them go, because you know, at the end of the day, the universe saw something in that relationship that was not gonna work. And you know what? It worked quicker for you. See, because when situations like that happen, it's like a scratch in a record. You're like, that Scooby-Doo, what happened? What did I do? And it's nothing about what you did. You have to respond to what the universe is saying to you. This is what I'm talking about. Surrendering to a power that's greater than yourself. You can't, listen, you can't tell me that you believe in the universe and the energy and you manifest it, and then when stuff happens, you start freaking out. So if you believe in this and this and this and that, then where's the freak out? I understand that, you know what, now you gotta remap and regroup, and that's what it's about. It's like, okay, you know what, this happened, like the whole vision, right? Scene one got cut a little. And what happened was there was a new scene that was introduced into the story, and then it goes into a different scene too. You have to be able to be willing to change direction at any given moment, because I'm going to tell you something, and I've learned this a long time ago. Life happens with and without our permission. Okay? You can't control how change happens. Change happens. Change happens. Can't control that. How it comes out is how it comes out. How you react to the situation is what matters the most. Where your tenacity is at. How much work are you willing to do on yourself, right? That's what we're talking about. That's what's more important than anything. How much work are you willing to do on yourself? Like, how serious are you about doing the work that's necessary? Like, do you participate in the classes? Do you participate in the drummings when they come out? You know what I'm saying? Are you available when, you know, your godfather says, you know what, hey, listen, and by right, work is work, situations are situations, you were saying, but like when you are invested in wanting to do something, right? Like that means you got to be really, really, really ready, willing, and able. It's like training for your body. You got to do what that instruction tells you to do. That's how you're going to get the results of that six-pack and them glutes and them hamstrings and those cuts and them arms, and, you know, that's how you get all of that. That beef neck. That's how you get all of that. You know, by training. This is a training, right? It's no coincidences that we all link up and we all start talking, and I start talking to people, right? And the results are always magnificent, right? And I'm always encouraging anybody who watches these videos that know that I've talked to, they can always say, I always have something to encourage them to say. And you know what? Sometimes the conversations don't always be pretty, man. They're not. You know, they're not. But it's okay, because I'm in a place where I'm helping people. And sometimes, you know what, I gotta be able to listen out of love and out of respect. I gotta say, you know what, but at the end of the day, I hear you, but that's not how it has to go. We're talking about a different way. Try something different. That's what I'm saying. One of the things that's really big is communication. You really have to be in a place where you're communicating, right? Don't stay away too long, because the longer you stay away, what starts to happen is more things starts to happen. So now we have to tackle what's occurring, right? And if we do that, then we're not progressing to where we need to be at. Challenge yourself. If you're a person who doesn't like to talk, then you know what? Be a person who talks, right? You got trust issues. Listen, the only way you're going to find out if somebody violates your trust is if it happens. And if it happens, you either one, mend that, because if you have a solid relationship with somebody and they mean well to you and it wasn't intentional, then you mend that, because people make mistakes. But if it was a violation where you just can't get over it, then let it go. Let it go. Then really let it go. Right? Be willing. Be willing to learn something different, you know, or even to continue to take information that you hear over and over again, because that's letting you know that, you know what, letting you know that no matter what you hear over and over again, you're never gonna forget. You know, you're never gonna forget, right? And that keeps you fresh and keeps you green, because this is forever. This is forever. This will be knowledge that people that are learning here will pass on to other people and generations on and on. You know, what it is to remember the old ways. Because the way that we're living right now, there's a lot of people who have not been taught the old ways, don't know the old ways, and if something happened where we needed to rely on the old ways, they wouldn't know it. They wouldn't know it. Have respect for the person who's teaching you. It's important that you do, because you may know a lot and nobody's discrediting that. But you remember, you're learning something different. And yes, of course, you can question whatever the hell you want to question, right? But be in this place where, you know what, everything is respectable. That's all. That's all you have to do. Because at the end of the day, you're learning something that's going to help another person. The other thing is, if somebody tells you to do something, it's for you. It's not for you to do for another person. It may, but at this particular part, you have to do it for yourself. Everybody who's in the beginning right now, this is for self. You have to really be for Dolo. Right? At this point, you're not giving to nobody right now, because everywhere you look around, everybody is unavailable. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that right now, maybe somebody that you probably is dependent on is bankrupt. Or maybe they're going through a spiritual transformation themselves, right? Or maybe somebody is so jacked up. Or maybe you do find somebody who can help you, right? And that's what they want to do, is just help along the way. Because life is not easy. And people put in a lot of time. They do. They put in a lot of time in working out on their body, and working out on their diets, and working out on their health, and working out on stop smoking, and working out on just a lot of things. And when it comes down to spiritual, it's the same thing. It's the work. This is something like, you know, what you invested in. So you're going to be 6-pack in the spirit. You're going to have guns in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have, you know, nice abs and nice glutes in the spirit. That's just how that's what it's going to look like. Your spirit is going to be total fitness. That's what this is. Total fitness in your spirit. Because I guarantee you, you know what? If you build your spirit up like you did in the gym, everything else would just fall right in place. Because I know people who have nice bodies and are depressed. I do. I know people who have a lot of money and it's not enough. So, but I know that people that are good in their spirit, it don't matter what they doing, They good. And because you good in your spirit, everything else is good around you. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's what I hear everybody else talking about. So start by letting go. And the one-on-ones are the best times. Because that's where we talk about it. What you mean let it go? What you mean let it go? This is what I'm dealing with. What you don't know about? Let's talk about it. So you know what? We can get it out there in the open. Educate me about what it is I don't know what I don't know about. And let it go. Whatever it is. A man, a job, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a aunt, a teacher, a pastor. Let it go. Remember, I said, if you believe that the universe is alive and everything that you put out into the universe is out there, and you believe in that energy, and it delivers, and it takes care of everything that you put out there in a petition, because your God, the power greater than yourself, is the source that directs how everything tunnels through the universe, through the avenues of the universe. And if that's how you say you believe, then why wouldn't you believe that, maybe, hey, let me stop and let me think about what happened. And no, it's not about me, but it could be in this way. What happened that the universe saw that me and this person don't need to be together? What happened? What do I need to listen to from the universe? But you got to get out your feelings. That's how you do that. You want to manifest? How you manifest is that you have to be whole. You can't half step with nothing. There's a place that I used to belong to, and they used to talk about half measures avail us nothing. At the end of the day, it's about getting yours. At the end of the day, it's about being in alignment. Like, stop having fucked up days. It's 24 hours in a day. How do you have a fucked up day? What is that about? Stop being in a relationship where you're unhappy. Listen, there's a difference between being upset and getting to a point where you just can't take it anymore and you vent all of that out because that's your feelings, especially if it's just you and that person, as opposed to being in a relationship where you're not happy with that person. Because people can change. And that's the beauty of working in a relationship. But if you're with a person and they're not for you, because you just, every time you look at them, they're disgusting to you, or you're disgusting to them, and you're hitting on each other, and just dumb shit. Let that shit go. Because first is the verbal abuse, the mental abuse, then it's the physical abuse, and it just becomes a vicious cycle. And we're not trying to be in a vicious cycle. We're trying to be on a path that's straight forward and straight up, right? Leaving negativity to the bottom and to the back. And we could talk about negative and positive energy in another video, because there are times where you do have to use negative energy. It's science, it's mathematics, it's spiritual, and there's another formula that you put together using all of those things so the way you can achieve things when you manifesting, things when you do your spell work, things like that. So we can talk about that, the negative and the positive energies. That's in a later video. But at the end of the day, I just want you to understand that spiritual work and the spiritual journey, it's a process. And everybody is already on their process. Everybody's doing ancestor work, which is very important. Some of us have excelled a little bit more than that, and we're doing more than that, and that's fine, and that's wonderful. You know, continue to do the work. Let us set up times for our one-on-ones. This month, I'm really looking forward to a video chat with all of us. I'm gonna set up well, not this month because we're over. Let's do it in November. Let's probably do it for with your birthday, which again, I'm gonna plug out there, is November 8th. November 8th. We'll be celebrating 10 years as a Santero. So, you guys that are ready through that have the Obi ceremony, you have 7 days to come by, and please let me know before so that I can tell you what to bring, because there are things that you do need to bring. Please get with me for that. If you guys are not haven't had that done yet, that's fine. Everything is in this process, or it may not be. But if you're interested and you want to pay respects, that's fine. Let me know. It's a 7-day process. You have 7 days from the 8th. So we'll just sit down, we'll have a talk. We'll use that as a one-on-one. Maybe that day we'll do a whole video chat. Maybe that day we'll do a whole video chat. So let us get connected. Let's do that. Let's do something like that. But start the journey. Start the process. Trust your higher power. Trust your spirit guides and trust your ancestors. Trust the God that created you, that you are chosen to do great big things, and that no matter what it is, where your journey is going to lead you to, this is your beginning. And in your beginning, you're going to find a lot of stuff. And so let this be the beginning of everything for you. Start your process, start your journey. I hope everybody has a wonderful day today. I hope everybody is blessed. I hope that whatever decided to be a negative force, after they watch this with you, or that energy watches this, it just decides to make a detour and leave you the F alone, right? Because you're moving so forward. You guys have been moving so forward and so up that you just don't have the time for anything else. Let's get connected. Communication is the key. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Listen. People say, what is talking got to do about it? I've been there. I've said it. But when you talk it out, this right here, yep. One mouth and 2 ears. That's all you have. When you get another person, it's 2 mouths, 4 ears, 2 brains. Transferring of energy, spiritual energy, electric energy. Just start to learn how to communicate. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. I look forward to speaking with you, and let us talk soon. Ashe to everyone.